Welcome to The Foundry, where leaders are forged daily. Each week we investigate themes of leadership, entrepreneurship, and mindset with some of the greatest minds in real estate. And now, the data scientist of real estate, George Roberts.
Welcome back, entrepreneurs. Here we have segment 2 of this amazing interview with Preston Brown that's here to remind us that as real estate investors, we are also entrepreneurs. So we're going to dive deep into the world of entrepreneurship with someone who has helped hundreds of CEOs grow and scale their companies. If you have questions about how to automate and grow your business, I know you'll want to stay till the end because we're going to have a lot of great answers for you. Today, I have the pleasure of interviewing Preston Brown, who currently operates 18 businesses, including multiple 8-figure businesses. He is known as the hippie business coach. Welcome to the show, Preston.
Thanks for having me, George. It's awesome to be here.
All right, great. Well, here's another deep problem people have. You know, finding a mentor. This is a huge way to solve the right problem, to get to that next thing in life. But people don't really seek the mentor. So what would you say to somebody that could be benefiting, but they just don't?
Well, that's their choice, and they've done other stupid shit too, and they're going to keep doing stupid shit. Like, that's part of the same process I gave you earlier. Like, time is needed, right? And time to go spend with a mentor and learn. Like, I have so many mentors, and I have mentors that mentor me in my faith and spirituality. I have mentors that mentor me in my business. I have mentors that mentor me, and you don't need to go pay a mentor. I mean, most people have this like mental block, and they think, oh, I got to go hire some coach or go to some seminar or trust some guru. Why? Like, honestly, just invest your time and energy. Go read a book. Like, I think my greatest mentor was John D. Rockefeller, and he was dead before I was born. But you can go read a book about him. It's called Titan. And what was crazy is I was reading this book. It's like a 30-hour book on Audible. So I say read, I listened to it. But I was so enthralled, and I found things that he did that I did. Not everything, but I was like, what if I could be like this guy because of my love for efficiency and processes? Okay. And then I read books about other people. Like, I read books about, you name it. I've probably read about every one of the robber barons, but Andrew Carnegie, who I'm really not that much alike with him. Like, I don't have a lot of similarities, but I can find somebody that has it. What if I could bring that person in and hire that person or partner with that person, and I could have these benefits and they could have those benefits, and we're going to align and take on, like, mentors exist everywhere. Almost every successful person has written a book. Like, I've got a book coming out, like, it's not out yet, but we'll do a big release when we get it out. And I'm nowhere near as successful as like a John D. Rockefeller, right? Like, there's mentors everywhere. Like, you can go on YouTube for free. I probably have 10 YouTube mentors, and I consume a ton of their content because I enjoy what they say. Like, I love people that study the economy, that are smarter than me, or that see things that I don't see. Like, most people will go watch news media, right? Or they'll go read Harry Potter, but they won't go read a book about somebody that has the life they want. Okay. And they don't realize that all the pundits on news media that are there to spiral you out of control on some political belief got their information from an economist that didn't have any of the same programming. They were just measuring something. Like, why don't you go listen to the economists rather than the media pundits? If you want to be an economist, like, those are my new mentors. So if you're not willing to go find a mentor, then you're not willing to take the time to study the problem. And you can't, everybody wants to be at the top of the staircase, but they don't want to climb the steps. So if you're not willing to climb the steps and chase your dreams, dig a hole, lay down, have somebody shovel dirt over you. You only have to ask one favor and you're done.
Love it. Love it. All right. Hey, Preston, I think we got to wrap it up. I want to make sure that we end in a highly impactful manner. These are my 7 rapid fire questions. You ready to go?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. If you could be known for only one thing, what would it be?
You know, if I can only be known for one thing, I want to be known as a great dad.
What's the greatest lesson in leadership you learned as an entrepreneur?
The greatest lesson in leadership I've learned as an entrepreneur, that is the number one quality in a leader, is you're dangerous. And that is so politically incorrect to say in our modern world where everybody's so focused on safety. But if you are not dangerous enough to cut the cancer out, then you must exist and your business must exist with cancer. If you are not dangerous enough to protect the people that choose to follow you, then you are not worth following. A leader must be dangerous. Anywhere where there's a paradox, there's truth, and that's where you can have faith.
What personal characteristic has been most pivotal to your success?
I have a radical and masochistic eagerness to learn, and I'm able to walk a mile in other people's shoes. Like I don't get stuck in the beliefs of others. I appreciate them and I respect them and I value them and I like hearing what they believe and where they came from. But as soon as I hear something compelling, I find out who their enemies are and I go listen to them too. And normally you find wisdom on both sides.
I love it. Very profound. I like to mix in a little fun too. I got some random question cards. Tell me when to stop cutting the deck.
Stop.
All right, top question. All right, which American landmark would you most like to see?
Natural or human?
Could be either.
I haven't been to Mount Shasta, so I want to go there. I've heard it's a very spiritual place.
Excellent. What is one tip or trick that investors can implement in their business today? I know you said you don't like tricks, but we'll just stick with the program and see what comes out.
Tricks are for hookers. I'm more of a marriage type.
Ah,
And I'll,
all right.
I'll, I'll give you my answer to it as well. Invest in what you understand. Like my main investment, I have lots of different investments, but my main investment, and probably 90 to 95% of my wealth, is in and around real estate. And so, I understand real estate and I understand people. And so I invest in real estate businesses where there's amazing people that I get to work with, and that translates into real estate assets. So, and then I would say another one, just because there's no secret. It's always a science. There's lots of ingredients to bake anything, right? Know what you're investing for. Are you investing for cash flow? Are you investing for tax abatements? Are you investing for inflation protection? And that's another reason I stay to real estate, is it checks that box as well. I look at real estate and I say, oh, wow, the forefathers, they were all landowners. What did they do? They protected real estate. Wow. I'll stay there. Oh, there's cash flow, there's tax abatements, and there's an inflation hedge, and they're not making any more of it. So, invest in what you know. Like, if you are a technology person, you should focus there. All these people, oh, and we could do 10 more podcasts on this subject, but I need to say this. Sorry, you triggered me on something. If you go to a doctor, you need a brain surgery, you have to go to an expert, right?
Yeah.
Right. If you need a mechanic, you go to an expert. But if you're looking to invest, when you go to the experts, you'll find that they're rich and their clients aren't. And that is generally, I would say, 99% true. Like, if you go get a 7% return in the stock market, but you got feed at like 4%, and then you measure real inflation,
Yeah.
you're behind. So you need to do your own investing. Don't entrust an expert with your future, because they'll make it theirs. Investing is the only place in the world where you don't get to trust experts.
Yeah, very dangerous. Can you name a book that's helped to forge you as a leader or as an entrepreneur, and why? I know you've already named a few. You named Titan, which I've read, excellent book.
I would say The Goal by Eli Goldratt is one of my favorite books. It talks about throughput, capacity, constraints, bottlenecks, and things like that. And it does it in the form of story. But I'm going to give you another freebie as well on top of that. go read anything by Alison Armstrong, whether it's the Keys to the Kingdom or the Queen's Code, because business today is men and women. And if you go read, like, Alison is not a business gal, but she's probably one of the top neuroscientists and social psychologists out there that studied men and women. And if you're going to work in a business, you should know the benefits of the genders. You should know the benefits of how to work with men, how to work with women, how to understand the masculine and the feminine. And like, all of my companies are run by amazing women. There's a reason for that. And it's because of how they focus, their diffused awareness. So anything by Alison Armstrong and The Goal.
All right. Just one more. Can you send us out with a quote to help forge listeners as leaders and entrepreneurs?
Yes. Most people get into entrepreneurship because they're focused on ownership, yet they don't know the meaning of the word. Ownership does not beget possession. Ownership begets an obligation for responsibility, and that responsibility begets possession. So if you want to be an owner, the first thing you need is to be responsible, and then you'll have the possessions.
All right. Well, Preston, I want to thank you for taking the time to talk to our audience today, sharing your knowledge and insights. Beautiful and profound interview. Just want to make sure everybody has an opportunity to reach out to you. So email, website, carrier pigeon, smoke signals. What's the best way for our listeners to reach out to Preston Brown?
So, free gift for all your listeners. I have a masterclass. It's completely free, and it will help them identify which of the 7 stages of business they are in. And it will teach them a problem-solving formula where they can use those 5 steps that I told you through a very simple problem-solving filter, which will help any of them become successful. Full disclosure, that's at automateyou.com. And they can also go to my website, theprestonbrown.com, or any of my social medias that are theprestonbrown. But that one thing will change your life. You go there, you listen to that masterclass, you use it. In 10 years, you will be rich, you will be free. If you want to accelerate and go faster, there will be some courses available that you can download. And I think you can probably get all of them for like $1,000 or something. But
yeah, beautiful stuff. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to come in here today, and look forward to seeing that book when it comes out.
Thank you, George. Appreciate you having me.
All right.